not used. Higuain looking to give it back to Cuadrado. Dybala, that's more like it from him. Mandzukic. Pjanic.
Lovely nutmeg from Dybala. And Nainggolan in there.
Now, well, had the ball been better, Juve potentially looking a little bit exposed. Benatia and Rugani, the centre-backs. No Bonucci, no Bozzali, no Chiellini. We'll never get used to that. Alexandro. Overplayed. Did you agree when I suggested that maybe Alexandro still got to win some doubters over at Juventus? His strengths are obvious, but they set very, very high standards there, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think defence is going to be key for Juventus this season. It's a big unknown with Bonucci leaving. Benatia has to step up a bit more. The likes of Rugani, will he play a big part? Celebrated his 23rd birthday yesterday. An indication of how far these teams travel. Last year he celebrated it in Hong Kong.
Perotti comes off his flank. Kolarov feeds it to him nicely. Not quite for Dzeko.
The other thing is, we don't know what Max Allegri has in mind, the Juve coach. He has said that until the transfer window closes, there's plenty of time. And Francesco agrees with him as well, so there could be a couple more moves to come for both these sides.
Wouldn't surprise me slightly. Bruno Perez. Paging from right back so often for Roma, as he did previously at Torino, of course. Buffon didn't want to get involved in that. Chilio under a little bit of pressure. And as you've rightly said, Matt, for all his talent, De Chilio not quite filling the jersey at Juventus so far. I think that's only fair.
Barged off it fairly easily there. Another referee mightn't have given a free kick. And in this game and the last game, he's left a lot of space behind him, and PSG got both their goals down his side in midweek.
And I think that always throws the other full-back into compare and contrast as well. And you can't build a team, Allegri would say this, you cannot build a team defensively if there are doubts over both full-backs. Cuadrado to Pjanic, moving forward, okay, Juve. Built by Fazio. Dybala on the turn. I don't think he's quite looking his sharpest at the moment, I must say.
There's a few players you could say that of. In fairness to De Chilio, it's very early for him, and he has very big boots to fill with Dani Alves leaving Juve, scoring a free kick for Paris Saint-Germain against Monaco last night, and setting up the winner as well in the Trophée des Champions in Morocco. Two big losses to that Juve backline, Bonucci and Alves. Can't be overstated.
At that elite level as well, going back to the likes of Alexandro, when you have been thumped in the final of the Champions League, as they were, this fellow, for all his attacking qualities, it just left a sour taste at the end of the season, given the standards that they set. Of course, it's a collective responsibility, but every single individual frailty which was shown up in that second half, ruthlessly punished by Real Madrid, it just stays like a cloud in the air.
Sandro heading into his third season now. It was a really flat second half performance by Juve. They were beaten by a very good team, but disappointment was the goals they conceded and their lack of response, really.
Dybala with the corner. That's over the top from Benatia.
As I said, big enough season for Benatia as well. Guardiola was working with him at Bayern Munich, but he spent a lot of money on him, and obviously felt he wasn't reliable enough for them.
Kolarov. I just think the way that Guardiola wanted to play, he just didn't have that gusto going forward. He's got Boateng, who's going to be quicker than Benatia, or Hummels, who's probably better on the ball, and he's said to himself, well, he doesn't quite fit either category for me.
Yeah, just one of those signings that maybe didn't work out.
Just unfortunate timing, really, wasn't it? Good player, and he's probably going to have a big part to play for Juve in the season to come. Alexandro's seen plenty of it. Bruno Perez out to him quickly. Short to Marchisio. Had to scrap for it, did well. Scrap apart excellence in the middle of the park for Juve. Pjanic. Higuain. Cuadrado. Mandzukic made tracks toward the back post. It didn't come in. De Chilio back to Cuadrado. Now it comes in, and it was aimed at Mandzukic.
Yeah, quality play from Cuadrado there. Looked like he'd taken too much out of it perhaps, but ended up getting a bit of extra space and trying to wrap his foot around this one. Mandzukic maybe a bit unlucky at the back post.
Wonderful, wonderful goal that he got against Real Madrid in that Champions League final. Kolarov. Tidy by Perotti. Dzeko had to stop for it, however. Strootman. That's easy for De Chilio. The thing with De Chilio, of course, he's gone from a Milan team that really couldn't defend at all last season to the best defensive team possibly in European football, so you better be on your mettle when you get there. Dybala. Pjanic. Cuadrado. Pjanic. Well stopped by Juan Jesus. Cuadrado, nice disguise on that. Dybala had the room. A little slow to get the shot off, perhaps. De Rossi got the block on. Sustained spell of possession here for Juve. Cuadrado showing brightly again here. Alexandro's got loads of room wide left. Cuadrado finally picks out Higuain. Eventually it's Alexandro. He did well. Higuain not so well. Marchisio. Pjanic has a hit. Always going away from the goal.
Yeah, he was in a good position there. Pjanic, hard skill. The strike from there, a couple of bodies in front of him as well. Second season for him at Juventus as well. He'll be looking to dominate a little bit more in European football in particular.
Bruno Perez. Mandzukic out in that role, which became a new feature of his footballing life last season. Wide left for Juventus. Worked very, very well, and his defending was excellent as well as his attacking. Kolarov attacking from left back for Roma. Cuadrado did well.
Oh my God.
I think Cuadrado's been pretty good in this game, perhaps the brightest player for Juventus. A disappointing end as well, getting sent off in the Champions League final. And thanks to Sergio Ramos.
Hopefully he's learned a hard lesson though, Cuadrado. He can't be doing that kind of thing, can he?
He just fell into a trap, really.
Quickly taken by Nainggolan to De Rossi. Not quite the spark for Roma, but maybe they were hoping to show here in this showpiece all-Italian pre-season meeting in the International Champions Cup. In the Gillette Stadium, De Sciglio for Juve. Just gave it to the playmaker rather than try to make the play himself. Marchisio. Rugani. Marchisio again, and now it is De Sciglio. At his best when he tries to go down the outside of defenders for me. Dybala pokes it into Higuain. Again, not quite the power from Higuain. It was tidy by Juve.
Yeah, it was good. And Dybala and Higuain linking up again. Higuain can be so quiet, but usually produces a moment of quality. He shot away very well there and got the winner in the home match for Juve against Roma in the league last season.
It's one of the reasons he endeared himself to the Juve public despite the huge transfer fee from Napoli. Mandzukic, flag stayed down, and it's Mandzukic to score. Juventus go in front, beautifully crafted. Roma caught out.
Yeah, Mario Mandzukic playing on the wing these days, but still a lethal front man. Stretching at the back post a couple of minutes ago. Almost put Juve ahead at that stage. He got in behind, around the keeper, and from a very tight angle finished beautifully. Nice ball through from Alexandro. An even better finish though from Mandzukic.
Juan Jesus on the line, couldn't keep it out. 7 in Serie A last season for Mandzukic. That was his lowest return in some 5 seasons, but to a degree sacrificing himself for the cause, but always a potent threat.
And he was brought to Juventus by Allegri, so I presume there was plenty of discussions back in 2015 when he made the move from Atletico Madrid about how he could help the team. But credit to him as a player. He has dropped back in the big matches to play on the wing and work both ways for his side.
Showed great humility to accept the role once Higuain arrived. An Italian colleague did say to me, however, that he smouldered like a volcano for months and just put his head down and got on with it. Didn't like it, but he got on with it. Now Higuain. This time there is a flag. Roma looking a shade statuesque in the centre of their defence here.
Yeah, well, did mention it's a very strong Roma team, but they do have 2 defenders to come back, 2 new signings. Nick Karstorp, the right back from Feyenoord, minor knee surgery, we understand. And Hector Moreno, after being involved with Mexico at the Confederations Cup, has given some extra time off. And he's really looking forward to this move. Biggest challenge of his career. Could make a difference at centre-back.
Well, I think he's looked very sharp in the cameo roles he's had in this tour so far. They also have Leandro Castan, who's had plenty of game time over here.
Monchi, the Roma sporting director, was unveiling Moreno officially the other day and said it was a very important signing. Attract him for Sevilla as well.
Kolarov, too much air on it. Defrel. Bruno Perez. Normally he's one who provides such energy. Just looks a shade leggy here. You mentioned these double training sessions that they've been putting together. Well, one back by Defrel. Dzeko, well, that was hit with meaning. Perotti, back to Edin Dzeko, and Benatti got a good challenge in on him. Strootman has lost it. Dybala, head down. Gets a free kick for Juve.
I thought Juve scrambled well there in defence. A couple of times it looked like they might have been in trouble with Dzeko getting side of goal. I think that is their one other concern. When you see them making a bid for Mahrez, you can see why. They've obviously lost Mo Salah to Liverpool, 15 league goals last season. And also plenty of goals that he created as well. They have a very strong midfield, but maybe lacking that extra creative player.
Benatti took a lot out of that. Perotti. Rugani on duty back there. Buffon could have been on his sun lounger really so far in this game here, couldn't he? He's had nothing to do.
Yeah, not a save to make. Interesting, he was perplexed by talk of Neymar's transfer fee, over 200 million euros to Paris Saint-Germain being rumoured. Buffon says he doesn't understand the parameters anymore that players are valued by.
Dare I say, once upon a time, people said the same thing about Gigi Buffon, and it turned out to be a great deal for Juventus.
That's very true. I liked his line though. He said his grandfather always told him that if you keep inflating a balloon, it's going to burst eventually.
There has to be some merit in that, echoing the thoughts of Daniel Levy of Tottenham Hotspur, who said, well, we're opting out, we're just not playing in that game, and that there will be consequences for those who keep risking so much.
No, Buffon said actually that there should be some sort of regulation on prices, but it'd be very hard to implement, I'd imagine.
And I don't recall him saying that when they spent €50 million in 2001 to bring him from Parma.
39 now, so getting wiser with age, maybe.
Maybe.
He also said the spending of the other Serie A clubs this summer, despite what he previously said, would make Serie A a lot more enjoyable.
Well, I think, as you said, they're determined, Milan and Inter, to start to close the gap again. Napoli, outstanding young players. They're going to be a force. I think it's going to be a great season in Italy.
Yeah, of all the leagues, it's certainly one to watch out for. There's an element of doubt coming into the new season. Juve winning the last 6 titles, but with a couple of big losses to their defence.
Energetic by Cuadrado. It was a great run by him, and again they look to be giving these centre-backs for Roma a lot of problems. Superb run.
A lot of gaps at the back for Roma in the last few minutes. Shouldn't be that vulnerable to just one ball over the top or through the defence. Cuadrado misjudging it in the end, and Jesus recovering.
Not terribly adventurous then by Strootman. Bruno Perez. He doesn't want to take it on. De Rossi. Juan Jesus. That's way too sloppy, isn't it? Below their normal level here. Making it quite easy for Juventus. They started brightly enough, but Juve have taken the steam out of it, and Roma looking a bit short of ideas at the moment.
2 or 3 players had possession there, didn't really know what to do with it.
And they're almost caught out yet again, the centre-backs. This time there is an offside flag.
Di Francesco said he expected to see a continuing evolution from his team in this tournament. Had a good performance today, but won't be happy with the last few minutes at least.
Juan Jesus, Kolarov.
Interesting to see they haven't had a water break. Probably the first time in the tournament, and it's pretty hot out there. That might have something to do with it as well.
Put up by De Chilio, Cuadrado, Dybala, Alexandro. Alexandro was waiting for a pass that never came. The referee Gonzalez. Even then, might have given the sides the opportunity to take on some water, but he didn't. I actually thought the lengthy delay was because it would be that rather delayed water break.
In fact, it was just a poor decision by the referee not to play advantage.
Higuain.
Juventus have been interested in Keita Balde as well, the Lazio forward. We made a bid for him. Looking to provide some support to Higuain in attack, or an alternative at least. 22-year-old Senegalese international, but 16 and 31 last season.
Juan Jesus. More straightforward decision that time, perhaps. De Chilio.
We criticised the referee in the Spurs-Roma match. The referees in the PSG-Juve game and in the Barca-Real Madrid match were very good. Although Ivan Rakitic wouldn't agree. He had a running argument with last night's referee. He was insulted by him.
Rugani, lay off by Higuain, not quite for Dybala, maybe lacking that half a yard at the moment. On by Strootman to Perotti. Good drive by Perotti. Dzeko gets it eventually. And Perotti goes over and he's told to get up, so he's going to get a card here, I think, for simulation.
Perotti sarcastically applauding the decision. He's not complaining about it all that much, though.
Benatia was the defender.
Hard to see on that replay. Benatia may have caught his foot, but Perotti going down dramatically didn't help his case.
Marchisio. Pjanic. Benatia to De Chilio. Come to dominate possession quite expertly here, Juventus. Daniele Rugani. Arrived at Juve after 2 years at Empoli. Rugani. They've waited some time for him to mature and blossom, if you like. Perotti. Lost their way, Roma.
Yeah, they had 4 or 5 players in support of Perotti there. Poor enough play by There, he got 8 goals last season, we've mentioned already in this tournament. And he doesn't have a great return in terms of goals. He's got to do better there if Roma are to get back into this game.
Chiellini and Lichtstein are going for a little wander. We have been told to expect several changes by Allegri at half-time.
I think with the heat there has to be in this game. He has got quite cagey over the past few minutes. Just winding down ahead of half-time.
Mandzukic managed to pick out Dybala. Higuain. Cuadrado, who's been bright so far in this game for Juve. Keep ball between he and Marchisio. And that's what Juve have done, Mark. They've kept the ball well.
Yeah, they took the chance to get ahead. And since then, Roma have offered little in attack. Juve in trouble at the moment.
Dybala wins a free kick.
With a lot more control now than they did in either of their first 2 matches. PSG game was hectic end to end, and they came under real pressure in the second half, lucky to win it in the end.
Alexandro Mandzukic taken off his toe by Bruno Perez in the end.
They did well there. Maybe just got caught by Mandzukic. I felt he played with spirit and focus against Spurs. Bruno Perez.
Spirit and focus in this game as well, but not the real cut and thrust that we were hoping to see from Roma.
It's the first real game in this tournament where you do feel that Roma are missing something. Stick the likes of Riyad Mahrez in there. We do have something different in attack. Or maybe switch sides, put Cuadrado in the Roma team.
I think that shot there is part of the problem. The way effectively what's happened perhaps is that Juventus have overloaded the midfield and the 4 have stopped the 3. 3 high quality players for Roma, but perhaps outthought, and now Buffon does get a touch.
Just the lack of ideas is the problem as well for Roma. Not much movement in front of the midfield either. Juve, plenty of men back and very comfortable at the moment.
I'm afraid a shade anonymous down that right once more for Roma. It's quite a structured pattern, but it's not really. John Alonso moving on from Lyon for 5 million. Only small change these days. So Juve from right to left. Evening shadows lengthening here in Massachusetts. Higuain. This iconic stadium, known I'm sure to so many of our viewers as the home of the New England Patriots. Moreno also on there. Stefan Lichtsteiner has started the second period for Juve. Gets on it here. No De Chilio therefore.
Barzagli and Khedira are on as well for Juventus. very experienced players to come in, both sides, showing the strength of their squads with those substitutions.
But particularly Juventus. Hundreds and hundreds of games at top level coming onto the field in terms of experience. I don't think Allegri will be much the wiser about Rogani, for example, because he wasn't really tested enough, was he? At centre-back. Did nothing wrong, but didn't have a lot to do. Sami Khedira is another who'll hope to make an impression at some point. Pjanic, Alexandro, Mandzukic staying wide left, and Douglas Costa starting on the right. Can you obviously play on both flanks?
Yeah, well, that's the advantage with him. Straight swap for Cuadrado, but a different threat for Roma. Costa very comfortable on either flank. Just like to cut in and a shot towards goal. Off the right wing, and Arjen Robben has shown the way for left-footed players playing on the right side. I'm sure they'll have learned a thing or two from him at Bayern Munich.
Taken down by Dzeko. Strootman has got a free kick. That was Khedira. When I said he makes his mark, not like that necessarily.
It's great to see Strootman out there and strutting his stuff. After so many injury problems, he got through 33 matches in the league last season. So Rick Karsdorp, the league winner from Feyenoord, who's joined Roma, had a conversation with his Dutch colleague. Strootman said, yeah, this is the club to come to.
Edin Dzeko, bounced off Nainggolan.